So Clark is standing out on the farm and he realizes the crops just look tired. It's not dead yet, but it's giving up. This doesn't make any sense because the weather has been perfect and the rivers are full, so he decides to investigate. He flies all over the county and it's the same story everywhere. Plants are wilting and water levels are dropping just because he's nearby. It's like the planet is holding its breath when he's around. He hovers over a dry river and uses his X-ray vision, and he sees these roots moving under the mud. They're watching him. Then the ground just bursts open, and Swamp Thing climbs out shouting, "You don't belong here." Now, you have to understand why this is happening. This isn't the original Superman of this Earth. That one died. This Clark came from a different world that was completely destroyed. He's been playing the part, saving people, smiling for the cameras, but deep down, he never actually moved in. He's been living out of a suitcase emotionally, still mourning a world that doesn't exist anymore. Swamp Thing tells him he's a disturbance. He explains that because Clark doesn't truly feel like he belongs here, his body is sucking up solar energy the wrong way. He's overcompensating, trying so hard to anchor himself to this Earth that he's actually draining it. The planet thinks he's a virus and it's trying to fight him off. Clark tries to fix it by reaching out to touch Swamp Thing's chest, but the second they connect, everything glitches. This blue energy explodes out of Clark, and Swamp Thing starts screaming. Not in English, but in this ancient, ugly version of Kryptonian. It's a mess. Clark is getting tossed around by vines, and he's trying to explain he doesn't want to fight, but the closer he gets, the worse the allergic reaction becomes. Eventually, Swamp Thing just drags him deep underground. He tells Clark he doesn't want to fight him. He wants to fuse with him. It's basically a forced therapy session. Clark gets pulled into this massive green consciousness where he has to see everything he's been hiding. The dying suns, the lost Earth, the grief he's been stuffing down. Swamp Thing tells him the truth. You haven't fully chosen this world. Swamp Thing's voice cuts deeper this time. You survived your world. Now you must choose this one. And Clark finally understands the part he's been avoiding. Grief is not a home. He's been visiting it every day, building nothing new because he's afraid to let the old foundations settle into memory. Clark finally sees it. He's been so afraid of losing another home that he hasn't let himself actually live in this one. So, right there under the dirt, he just lets go. He doesn't forget his old world. He just stops trying to drag it into the present. He lets the grief happen. He stops trying to carry the past forward like luggage. The second he does that, the tension breaks. The energy levels out, the water comes back to the soil, the rivers fill up, and the sunlight starts feeling normal again. Swamp Thing pulls away and tells him he can be the man of tomorrow, but only if he's actually present for it. He heads home with a little plant cutting Swamp Thing gave him as a reminder. That night, his son John asks why he's got a random piece of greenery on the dinner table. Clark just looks at it and says there's nothing wrong with watching something grow. For the first time, he isn't just a guest, he's actually home.